was recently asked to create a blueprint that would result in a Rosewood, dare I say, Greenwood 2.0. I thought that before I move forward, I'd give you a sneak peek into how I solved similar problems in the past.
I'm sorry. I wanted to go into what you were saying a little bit earlier about Mr. Cotton that you ran into. Now, Mr. Cotton is known in the federal contractor space for popularizing joint venturing for small businesses. However, most people don't know that in the background behind the curtains, the man who helped structure those agreements and those documents was actually you. Now,
I met Mr. Cotton. He had a program that he did on television. It was the predecessor of podcasts and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he and I had a mutual friend.
Mm-hmm.
My friend was involved in clothing. I like clothing. My father was in clothing. And I think that's how it started. He had a particular problem Mr. Cotton needed to deal with. And he said, I need to do this. So I got out the stuff. I could ask him questions. He was always knowledgeable of the rules and regulations that apply to the veterans.
Mm-hmm.
And that's helpful because any lawyer that's working on those projects needs to know that stuff. So when your client knows it, it makes it that much easier to get it right, as opposed to just take a chance and hope you're getting it right.
How were you able to put together the document that's now the industry standard for federal contracting, where a lot of small businesses, a lot of businesses still don't understand exactly the exact language that needs to go into that document?
I don't specifically recall when we did this work, other than I recall we did it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And it was something that needed to be done. He gets the credit because he knew what needed to be done. Where I came in is I knew some of the methods that could be used to accomplish what he wanted to accomplish. A lot of lawyers, their familiarity is fighting the battle. If their job is to figure out a way to get around a statute or a rule or a regulation, like the 51%.
Mm-hmm.
That's a prime one. Is how can I get around the 51%? And they spend all their time and effort in trying to figure that out. And of course, the government sees it every day when people try to get around it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're geared up for stopping you from fighting it. That was one of the things when I think back about our relationship, it seemed to me that I wasn't being asked to come up with the loophole and get around it. Mm-hmm. It was more, how do we do this right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's enjoyable because you're not constantly trying to create a problem. Because if you're trying to skirt around a rule or a regulation, then you're constantly wondering, have I done it successfully? Is it possible? And meanwhile, you got the whole United States of America that's trying to keep you from doing what you're doing. It's so much nicer to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
We did it right, and when we found a veteran that was trying to do it not right, to get around the 51%, we would tell them that it's not going to work. The government's no dummy. They know it. They've seen this stuff. So just do it right. So, but as far as it getting done, as he would have, and I don't specifically remember how we did this particular the joint venture and getting there, but he would have said, I need to do this, and how can I do it? So I put my mind to work. I said, well, if we do this and we do that, and we put it together, we've complied with the rules. We've done what the government wants to do, and it should work, and it did. It's so much better than having to try and skirt around the rules.
Yeah.
And then it took off and did its own thing with people like him that take the proper approach, leading the way to get the people to do it that way.
Yes, sir.
And it's helpful because there's a lot of stuff there to help the veterans, and some of it may seem like, well, there's so many rules and regulations that it's not useful. But his experience and has shown that it can work. You can do it the right way and still get it done.
Welcome to the Ability to movement. You have one of three options. You can subscribe, request an invitation, or log in if you're a returning member.